I've been suffering from depression since as long as I knew about it, pretty much would say college, like first year college, this was 2013, I think.
Once again, I've suffered with anxiety my whole life, especially like self-doubt.
I was completely like hollow and very lonely and quite sad. I didn't have the ability to do a lot of social interactions before I started like really going to climbing.
And my confidence plummeted. Why? Because I let enough people convince me that thinking highly of yourself or thinking that you, maybe not indispensable, but pretty fucking valuable enough to want to keep around. You know, I let people convince me that that was a childish notion.
Painting glass gives me a kind of release or kind of something else to concentrate on.
And by using photography and using it in mediums like books and exhibitions, forcing people to kind of engage with the things that are going in my head, that's kind of allowed me to feel like I've expressed myself and I've done something about the problems, the issues, the things that have concerned me.
So I think with art, it's really an ongoing method. I don't think it's resolved all those traumas or experiences or, you know, like the experiences that I've had, but it definitely does help. And as time goes on, it gets easier to go to that, because I still have blocks sometimes, like when I decide, okay, I'm not doing the painting, I'm not doing the glass, I'm not doing it right now. But then I can see myself falling. And then when you do pick yourself up and try and get into it again, I can definitely see an improvement.
Society always tells you time and time again with stuff that you read, stuff that you hear, maybe what your parents say. I've been told that consistency is key. You have to put in the hard work. You know, you have to be disciplined. And you hear these things, but once you actually see it for yourself and you put in the work and then you get the result out of it, something clicks in your brain. You've heard it, but then you're applying a true physical experience and matching it with that previously taught knowledge. And I think that's when, once again, something clicked in me and just made me realize this is the way that I need to be. Now it's not binary, you know, it's not, oh, I've unlocked this now and I'm always like this, you know, you always slip up, you always make mistakes, but it's about, realizing when you do mess up, telling yourself that it's okay and just getting back on track as soon as possible.
The whole fact that I'm able to try something over and over and over and over and over and over again until I'm able to nail it is also really useful.
Just seeing the progress within myself and realizing that like I'm actually putting in this work and I'm seeing the results from it. Like I remember I didn't make the team, I was terrible, and then all of a sudden it's like I'm really good. So it really helped me I think it really, my mind kind of grasped the effect of just trying to achieve something and working hard to get it and actually feeling peace from doing that as well. And
you just take it a day at a time, and maybe in like every few months you might look back and be like, oh wow, I was there a few months ago and now I'm here. And you also know that you're developing when you start doing things without thinking about doing them. You know, it's just within you now, that it's just routine, and then that's how you build a lifestyle.
Because a part of me thinks that there's beauty in not chasing this objective, this final destination. I think to enjoy life, you have to enjoy the journey. You have to enjoy the little things.
I think I'd rather do that than always try and look at the big picture, because you might just miss the little things.
It's like Sisyphus pushing his boulder up the hill. I'm never going to reach the top. I just have to enjoy the flipping ride as I go up. Climbing is a way for me to be able to vent, not cure. I'm never not going to be upset, or I'm never not going to be depressed, or I'm never not going to have that self-doubt. But I know that I can hold myself on the cliffside. So if I can do that, I can do anything.
I know how to handle myself now. So it's like I said before, that I've gotten stronger. So even though I will be in situations in the future where I have been put in a hard time or something, at least I know that I have a tactic to go to, so that it doesn't make it worse for myself.
Because when I came here alone, I didn't have anyone to go like, where do I get a job? Where do I do this? Where do I do that? So I'd come home and for 2 hours just be like, oh, I'm so confused, and just write down like everything that confused me. And then the next day I'd be able to go, okay, you got a little intense. That's okay. You got it out, start over. Okay, pick one thing that confused you and go find out the answer today.
And not only that, but it also makes you realize that so much of your fear, your worrying, your suffering mentally is just that. It's mental. It's in your head. There was a really famous quote that I love by Seneca, I believe, which is, people tend to suffer more in imagination than in reality. It's always the anticipation to something. And then you actually do that activity, such as this interview, which I had some anxiety about. And then you realize, oh, it's nothing. Why was I even worried?
Stop thinking so much. You don't really have that much to say. Like, for fuck's sake, just write it down, look at it and go, a lot of this is self-pity. You could do without that. Where's the brunt of it? What do you actually need to focus on? So it is very much a selfish endeavor for me. It just happens to have outcomes that I realize can be applied to people outside of my little performance going on in my head.
Dig beneath the surface. Use your medium to do that. And you'll feel a lot more hopeful about the world.